Hello my friends and welcome to a math video. Alright, today we are going to work on just some more addition and subtraction. But first things first, I really want us to warm up our brains with our counting. Excuse me. It's a little bit hard for me to count on our board because I feel like it's always so shiny and sometimes the board is really hard to read. So I'm going to try it this way to see if it's a little easier for you to see it on a piece of paper. We are going to practice counting from 0 to 20 by 1. Then we're going to practice counting from 20 to 0, also by ones. So remember, when we go from 0 to 20, when we're going up the number line, that's how we count when we're adding. But when we go from 20 to 0, and we go down the number line, that's how we count when we're subtracting. So it's important that we practice both ways. So make sure at home you are counting loud and proud with me. Ready? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Awesome. Now we're going to go from 20 to 0. So we're going to count down the number line so we can practice our subtraction. Are you ready? Starting at 20. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Woo, so much counting. Okay, now let's practice counting up the number line by twos. Ready? Starting at 0. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Good. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to pull out a different page. I'm going to use a hundreds grid. And what we're going to do is we are going to use our hundreds grid to count by fives all the way from 0 to 100. Okay? Count with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Woo, so much counting, but you're doing amazing. Okay, last thing we're going to count today. We're going to count by tens from 0 to 100. Ready? We're going to pretend there's a 0 right here. And we're going to count to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Woo, so much counting, but I'm so proud of you all for counting with me and practicing at home. That way we can be superstar counters. All right, now what we're going to talk about today is some more adding and subtracting. And what I want to do is I want to talk about some fact families. So, if we know our equation equals 9, our sum is 9, here is 9. But that doesn't really help us add these two numbers together. So let's pretend we have 4 orange and 5 purple. So 4 orange plus 5 purple equals 9. Okay? So we have 4 plus 5. But what if I switch it around and I say 5 plus 4? Does my total change? So I had 4 plus 5 equals 9. All I did was switch them around. 5 plus 4. Does that still equal 9? Well, let's see. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I have 5 plus 4, that still equals 9. Hopefully you remember that's because our fact family lets us switch addition numbers, our numbers within an addition equation around, and it gives us the same sum or the same total. All we did was switch that 5 and 4. Okay? Now, this is where our fact families help us though. When we want to subtract, so say I start with 9. So I have 9. Here's my 9. Minus 5, so take away my 5 purple. How many do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 9 minus 5 equals 4. Okay. So let's start with our 9 again. So if I have my 9, and instead of subtracting 5, I'm going to subtract my 4 this time. I'm going to take away that 4. How many do I have left? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 9 minus 5 equals 4, and 9 minus 4 equals 5. Well, if you look, it's just backwards. So 4 plus 5 equals 9. But if we pretend this 9 minus 5 equals 4, same numbers. 9 minus 4 equals 5. That's why fact families are so cool. Okay, let's try one more. So if we have 9, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Hold on. Let me fix this. Thanks for hanging with me. Okay, so here's my 9. But I'm going to take away 1, 2, 3. What does that equal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 9 minus 3 equals 6. Got it. Well, what if I have 9 minus this 6? Take away that 6. So 9 minus 6. How many do I have left? 3. Good. So now, let's work on our fact families. If I start with my 6, and I add 3, 1, 2, 3, so I start with 6, and I add my 3, that equals 9. Kind of cool. Let's do it one more time. So if I start with my 3, oops, and I add my 6, here's my 3, add those 6, how many does that equal? 3 plus 6 equals 9. Okay? Fact families are something that just help us add and subtract quicker and quicker, and it helps us become super rock star mathematicians. But now, let's take those adding and subtracting skills, and let's apply them to today's worksheet. So today, we are working in our Bridges Home Connections book. So I want you to go ahead and hit pause. Get your Bridges Home Connections book. We are going to be adding and subtracting, so if you think that you need your counting blocks to help you add and subtract today, go ahead and grab those as well. Make sure you grab a pencil. We always do math in pencil so we can erase. I do it in pen so you can see it, but I want you doing it in pencil so you can make changes. Come back when you are ready with all the things. Okay, hopefully you're back with me and you have your Home Connections book. It is so important that we are in our Bridges Home Connections book. Sometimes we're doing the right page but in the wrong book, and then we're not learning what I need you to learn for that day, okay? So make sure your book says Home Connections. We are going to open up to page 79, 79. Let me hold this up so everybody can see what that looks like. 79. And it says equations and number words. So, yesterday we worked on making our own 9 grid patterns and coloring them in and making equations, and it was so much fun. Well, today we are going to use the equations that the book is giving us. Now, it asks us to write an addition or subtraction equation. Here's what I want you to do. I want the top 3 to be subtraction, and I want the bottom 3 to be addition, okay? So you're going to give me 2 subtraction equations, and you're going to give me 3 addition equations. So I'm not going to fill in any of the ones I want you to do. So let's talk about the example the book gives us. So it starts with the number 9 when you're subtracting, because when you're subtracting, you start with the total number. Okay? So they start with 9 because that's how many squares there are. Then it said they're subtracting 5. So they chose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they chose the gray squares to subtract first. That equals 4. So that means there were 4 white left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's where they got their numbers. 9 was the total number of squares. They subtracted the 5 gray squares, and that equaled 4 white squares left. Okay, so for these 2 subtraction equations, you're going to start it with 9 because that's our total number of squares. Then you're going to tell me, did you subtract the gray squares or the white squares? Depending on which ones you subtract, then you're going to tell me how many are left. So if you subtract the gray, then your total left will be the white. If you subtract the white, your total left will be the gray. Okay? Then down here, you're going to add either the gray plus the white or the white plus the gray. But either way, it should equal 9 because that's how many squares you have total. So every equation should equal to 9. And what you're going to do is you're going to write 3 different addition equations to tell me what we're looking at in the picture. Okay? If you want to hit pause and work on those right now, do that and then come back and join me to finish the problems below. Okay, if you're back with me, hopefully that means you're either done or you're just going to move on and work on these when we're finished with the video. Now I want you to come down to section number 2, and it asks us to solve the problems below. We have addition and we have subtraction problems. This is where our counting blocks can come in handy if you're not quite ready to do this math in your head yet. I know we have our fingers and our toes, and sometimes those are great tools, but if you feel like you need a tool to help, today I want you using your counting blocks to help you with the addition and subtraction problems. Remember, this is how you use the counting block. So on the first equation, you're going to start with 4. So let's count out 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my 4 blocks. Then it says I'm adding 5. So let's count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like using 2 different colors so you can visually see what we're adding together. Then I want you to just count them up. And I want you to practice counting on. So we don't need to count each one of these. We know this is 4. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what is 4 plus 5? It's 9. We just solved it together. You're welcome. Okay? Same thing for down below. You're going to start with 9 blocks, and you're going to subtract however many the equation asks you to subtract to find your total left. This is just a great way to show me that we are still doing okay with our addition and subtraction equations. Then lastly, actually, if you want to hit pause and work on that, go ahead and hit pause. You can work on section number 2 and come back when you're ready. Okay, let's turn the page. Yep, there's 2 pages today. Woo, Mrs. Sae-Wong's given us a lot to do, and that's okay because some days are busy, some days are a little bit easier. But on the busy days, we just have to buckle down and get it done. Okay, we're going to turn to page 80, 80. Here's what we're going to do. We're still working on writing equations. You're going to write an equation to match the dominoes. Then draw a line to the word that tells how many in all. Ooh, listen to this though. You won't find a match for every word. So that means there are more words here than there are equations. Tricky, tricky. That is so I know if you are practicing reading the words to match your equation totals, okay? So here's what we're doing. We're just going to go through the example together, and you're going to do the rest on your own. So they have the first one as 7. Well, that's because we have 4, 5, 6, 7 dots on our dominoes. Okay, so we have 7. Plus 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. Awesome. So we have 7 plus 7 equals 14. So they drew a line from the number 14 to the word 14. What you're going to do then is you're going to go through and write the numbers on each domino, give me the total, and then you're going to draw the line to whichever word matches the equation. Let's go through and let's read these together. Say it with me. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Awesome. Okay, so go through and solve each of these equations for me, and then draw a line to the word that matches your total. And that's it, my friends, for today. I know that's a lot of work. I know there's a lot of math. I know it's a lot of thinking. But guess what? You are all so super smart, and I know you've got this. Like I said, some days are busier than others. This is just one of those days where we're a little bit busier, and that's okay. If your brains need a break, it's always okay to take a little break. Get up, walk away, come back, sit back down. But either way, I need you to finish the work so I know that you are learning all of the things that we need to learn in first grade. As always, if you have questions, if you're stuck, if you're like, I don't know what to do, Mrs. Sae-Wong, bring those questions to our class meeting and we can chit-chat about it. Okay, friends, have a good day. I will see you all a little bit later. Bye.